Hey guys, and no, I'm not going to start it that way. Greetings, my excellent friends, and welcome to another episode 29. We're nearly at 30 of AskMark. Happy Friday, everyone. If you're listening to this on the podcast, good morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I hope you had a fantastic Friday and happy weekend, guys. Because that's how it rolls. If you want to watch this, or should I say listen to this AskMark a little bit sooner than watching it, just head over to wherever you get your podcasts, and hopefully maybe we might be on there. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how it works, but yeah, anyway. But anyway, Mark, how the devil are you? Have you had a fantastic week?
Yeah. It's my wife's birthday today, so I nipped out, got sort of flowers and stuff, made a lemon tart last night and everything.
Lovely.
So yeah, no, it's been very good. Lemon tart for breakfast, can't complain.
Yeah. I had a lemon muffin for breakfast.
Ooh.
And for lunch, I had a gingerbread man and a refresher bar.
A gingerbread person.
Sorry, person. No, it was a man. I
think I've seen gingerbread figure before. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Cool, whatever.
It's never, yeah. It's gingerbread.
It's gingerbread, yeah.
Tastes the same.
All taste the same. Cool, man. But yeah, man, cool. Right, shall we? No. Weather. We've got to talk about weather, Mark. How's the weather where you are?
Oh, the weather. It's pretty warm. Yeah, to the point where I haven't uploaded anything yet, but a few AskMarks previous, someone asked if we could do a scientific test on the those like biodegradable plastic bags.
I remember.
I have set those up. I've got 3 separate jars in my backyard. One with just rainwater that I've collected from the gutters in my water butts. One is in a little jar of salt water, local salt water, and another one is just a jar of dirt that I got from my garden. So they're all in there. They're all sort of date stamped. So they're sort of sitting and basking in the sunlight. And I'll let you know sort of how that goes. But yeah, very warm. It's okay
stuff.
In the morning. Yeah, in the morning it's really nice because it is kind of bright. Come afternoon, it's a little bit too warm. My dogs tend to sort of stay downstairs because there's the sort of the stone tile floor, so they just like bask out on that.
Nice.
Darcy, bless her, she'll go out into the garden, she'll like catch some rays, sort of warm herself up, then get a little bit too hot, come inside and then try and cool off on the stone, whereas Rupert's just like, oh, no, just cold, just keep me as cold as possible.
Bless. Well, because it's summer, I no longer have cats. I don't see them whatsoever. They're out.
Hunting.
And, they might come in if they fancy a little bit of food, but I won't see them now till the winter time, basically, which is okay, I guess. I don't blame them. It's nicer outside than it is inside in terms of.
They're probably just at their summer homes, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
At university, we learned it's pretty common for cats to have at least 2 owners.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because they're loyal like that. They're loyal between 2 people. Anyway, on that depressing note, let's crack on with today's episode of AskMark. So the first question is from a channel regular, Cheesy Pops. They say, howdy Mark and Sean. Hey, howdy. What is your opinion on the ammonite, I can't even say ammonite lights, system lights? And Mark or Sean, do you play any video games? That's the cooler part of the question. I don't care about the light.
Yeah, I do like ammonites. They do have quite a lot of sort of lighting options. They have their standard torches, which are good and tough. I think they're made out of Delrin. The newer version looks a lot less like a sex toy. If you know ammonite torches, you know exactly what I'm referring to. But the newer ones don't. They have you have everything from like Helios and Solaris or something. They're light heads that have sort of external batteries. All very good, very nice. sort of detailing materials. So yeah, they are a good brand. Video games, yeah, I think both Sean and I sort of play video games.
Definitely.
I've recently got back into Horizon Zero Dawn because Forbidden West just had their state of play. So yeah, I enjoyed video games when I find the time.
Cool, man. Yeah, I love video games too. What am I playing at the moment? So the classic is Mario Kart because I'm getting in training to beat my little boy. So I'm doing that. But I recently got a classic, I say it's a classic, the Xbox 360. So I'm playing Oblivion again. Left 4 Dead 2, that's brilliant. To be honest with you, my PlayStation 4, it's not, other than Spider-Man, I can't really think of any standout amazing games on that platform. Last of Us, obviously. But again, that's from the other.
Yeah, that's PlayStation 3 era.
So.
2 was okay. If you ignore the story and the controversy over it, that as a game it was good. Ghost of Tsushima, always a good game. I enjoy that.
Oh, Resident Evil, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just bought that Jedi game. I bought it on eBay for £5.
Yep, that's a lot less than I paid for it. But yeah, no, I replayed that just before Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, it's a fun sort of explorer, sort of platformer with lightsabers. So yeah. I think my wife Jem, she was playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I never really got into that, but yeah, we've got it. But yes, video games. You do, guys. What are your favourite video games? Do you have a favourite scuba diving video game? If so, let's know. Apparently, one of the most popular scuba diving, like within the youngsters, is Roadblocks. Apparently, you can scuba dive in that, and it's really, really popular. Because I did one of the old videos, one of the old Friday feature videos, I stuck a Roadblocks video in there. It's a bit of a joke, so because like normally it would be voiceover and there'd be a shot of a nice little someone scuba diving, and I stuck a Roadblocks one in there. That video got really, really popular because everyone was asking where I got that video clip from and what the game was, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah.
So if you want us to set up a Roblox Simply Scuba diving channel, website, video, YouTube page, let us know in the comments below. Yeah.
There's Subnautica, that's it. I just had to look it up. I think that's quite underwater, but it's a lot of like big nasty things try and kill you underwater. So as much as it's good to kind of get people into, oh yeah, scuba diving, this looks fun. It also has that, thalassophobia or something, where something big is going to kill you if you're in the open ocean.
And that's 100% justified because it's true. Next question, I'm joking guys, it's not. Next question is from Stephen. He says, I'm a new diver that got certified at the end of last summer. I bought my own equipment in September and was only able to go diving with it twice before winter. I know you're supposed to have dive gear inspected each year, but do I need to do that before getting in the water this year since it's basically brand new still?
Strictly, yes. I mean, best case scenario is just get it serviced. It'll it's not bonkers expensive, but it is a bit of an inconvenience. Scuba diving equipment doesn't really like not being used. The most manufacturers' guidance is if it's sort of left in a box for any longer than 6 months without being used, it's best to get it at least inspected, because the O-rings are going to harden, the greases on the inside, they're going to sort of react and sort of not be as efficient. Depending on the manufacturer, some will allow for just like an inspection, not a full-on service where they pull it apart, they strip it down, they replace all the sort of bits and bobs. Some do allow you to just sort of take it to a technician, they kind of hook it up to a machine and just go, yeah, this is fine, should be good to go. Others do require you to maintain that sort of servicing schedule. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. If you are going to, at least test them out in somewhere safe before you go out into like some really deep open wall dive, 200 meters maximum depth or something. Try it out somewhere nice and safe, indoor sort of swimming pool at your local dive club. local lake or something, where if something fails, if something breaks, it's not the end of the world. But it's one of those things. It should be fine, but it could be that one of the O-rings, one of the key O-rings, has just sort of gotten hardened, or it's extruded or something. So it's best just to play it safe and just get it serviced for the sake of 60 quid or something. It's not bonkers expensive to get your stuff serviced. It's just the time it takes, because everyone else is dusting off their regs and trying to get them serviced at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
sucks. It's like all of my tanks. They're all relatively empty, so they're all going to need sort of pumped up. My regs, I haven't used them properly, so they're all going to need servicing. It's just such is life. They don't like it's catch-22. They don't like being used too much, and they don't like being used not at all. If you're a professional diver, if they're teaching regulators, you're supposed to have them serviced every 6 months, because of that increase in use. But the flip side of it, if you're not using it for 6 months at a time, everything just kind of like relaxes, and the O-rings can harden on the inside. They need to be used from time to time to get all the bits kind of moving and lubricated.
Such is life, you know what I mean? You got to do it. You got to do it. At the end of the day, you got to be safe, haven't you? So basically, you just go and get them tested. And also, as well, by doing that, you are helping out your local dive school, which is always a plus in these weird times that we live in right now. So question number 3 is from Emma. She says, so I recently got my cylinder out to get ready to start diving again, and noticed the inside of my cylinder valve was very, very salty. I asked a buddy, and they suggested a toothbrush, warm water, and white vinegar. White vinegar's there for everything, isn't it? Whatever you use, whatever needs cleaning, just stick some white vinegar in it and you're done.
Dishwasher, white wine vinegar, just chuck that in.
My arms have been chopped off. Just shove some white vinegar on it, it'll be all right. Anyway, sorry. I said I did that and it came out lovely, awesome. I have read that white vinegar can cause corrosion, so I made sure to rinse it off properly. But I just want to check that if this is how you would recommend cleaning the inside of your cylinder valve, or do you have any other tips? Buy a Terric.
Buy a Shearwater Terric. I mean, I'd probably skip the vinegar, because most stuff, just warm water and soapy water, and a soft toothbrush. Yeah, I mean, with your tank, you don't have to worry about submerging it, as long as there's pressure inside of it. Then water's never going to get inside of the tank. But just leave it. If I had a tank valve and it was like salty, crusty, or verdigris or something, I just put one of those non-slip mats in the bottom of my my bathtub, so the tank doesn't damage that. Put it in, fill it up with sort of warm, soapy water, and let it soak for a little bit. Give it a scrub with a toothbrush just to dislodge any larger particles. Leave it to soak, and then let it dry. Check it out, because salt crystals only really come out so you can see them when it dries out. I mean, the acid makes sense, because the acid would react with the salt and make hydrogen chloride and whatever other byproducts, but I don't think you really need that. I don't know what it would do to the sort of the chrome plating, but if warm soapy water does the job, then just stick with that. That's all I ever do.
Or fire.
Splashing acid around my gear.
Burn it.
Just fire. Some things only fire can fix, but not with scuba gear. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess going your way, like if you do it soapy water and it clears up, perfect. But if it does leave some residue, the white vinegar might, but like if you do like a super diluted version, you might be all right.
Yeah, I mean, current like guidelines for cleaning your regulators is depending on sort of use, just using a like breathing apparatus solution in warm water. And that just kills all microbes and stuff. So you don't want anything too aggressive with your dive equipment. Just warm soapy water is my usual go-to, and a soft bristle brush.
Excellent, cool. Guys, have you got any other tricks and tips when it comes to cleaning your gear? Let us know in the comments below. So question number 4 is from Aaron, and this is going to be a long one, guys, so I'm going to butcher this. Anyway, it says, could you guys do a video on sack rates? I'm getting ready for my 50th dive soon, and I'm trying to gauge my progress and have been using sack rates to do it, but I can't figure out where I should be. Looking at all my dives over the last 2 years, I've been getting sack rates between 11 and 14. Normally, with the low ends being during frequent, pleasant dives in the Red Sea, and the upper ends diving wet in 8-degree German Lake. I'm a fairly athletic guy, so I want to. I'm a fairly athletic guy, so I was a bit surprised at how low the numbers were. But I'm told lower numbers isn't always better, as it could be an indication that you're breathing under your breathing, which could lead to CO2 buildup. Apparently, can you help make sense of it all? Yes, please, Mark. Just help us all.
Yeah. So your sack rate is your surface air.
Oh, you don't even know.
I can't think of the word. No, I can't think of the
cushion.
No, consumption.
Crocodile.
Surface air consumption. You also have, which I think you've already, because your surface air consumption is normally about like 1 to 2, whereas 11 to 14, that's probably your RMV, your respiratory minute volume. I know, long words. If you use the size of your cylinder to make that number in your equations, then it's probably your RMV. I mean, 11 to 14 isn't bonkers. It's a good number. I think mine's somewhere around sort of 11 or 12 on an easy chilled out dive. I wouldn't worry about it, especially if you are sort of physically fit, because your body is more efficient at aerobic respiration, so it's not going to require as much sort of consumption of gas to get the same result. There is an argument for, yes, it could be that you're under breathing and then it might affect your decompression, but I wouldn't worry. From what I can see here and what you've said, I think you're pretty bang on, and everything should be fine. Sack rates are good, but they depend on tank size. They're very tank size specific. RMV is a bit more practical. So yeah, I'll do a video on it, because I remember when I was first learning about them, and it is quite complicated, and people do sometimes do things in slightly different ways. And I was trying to learn and trying to work out sort of which is which, and I remember being very confused because my dive computer, my Shearwater, does a sack rate recording for my dive, and it would spit out a number of like 1.1, 1.3 or something. And then online, everyone's talking about their sack rates as being between like 10 and 20. So I was like, what's going on? So yeah, I'll do a deep dive, sort of comparing the two and how to work them out. There are some pretty easy sort of calculators out there. The best thing to do is to either let your dive computer do it, if you've got a wireless air integrated dive computer, or do some check sort of dives. So try and stay at a constant depth, nice easy depth like 10 meters, stay there at a constant sort of rate of exertion, and then monitor your gas consumption over that distance. That just makes the calculations a lot easier if they're metric. But yeah, I'll do a deep dive video on that. That would be quite interesting.
Awesome.
It might, yeah, I'll try and make it not like number and equation complicated, because it is very simple. If you just look at it from like a web page, and you'll just get all the equations, and it just feels a bit too heavy and overbearing. But when you've got someone like talking you through it, it makes sense. It's quite simple.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to edit that video.
Ooh, yeah.
What?
Ooh, I'd love to do like a Kyle Hill thing. I've got some panes of glass. I'll see if I can draw on them in front of the camera.
Oh, I don't mind that, because you've got to do all the work. All I've got to do is put it together, so...
Oh, I would have to write mirrored though, won't I?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind.
Oh, that would be
Or
fun.
you could write it forwards, and then I flip you around. That wouldn't work. That would not work. One little bit. Anyway, swiftly moving on.
Yeah.
Swiftly moving on. Ruben. Hello, Ruben. Question number 5 says, how come 7mm wetsuits cost that much more than 3mm wetsuits. Is neoprene rubber that expensive?
So there's a few factors in here. One, yes, there's literally more material. But two, also, I mean, there's literally just over, 1.5 times. So it is twice as thick, but it's often a different neoprene. 3mm tend to be fairly cheap basic neoprenes because they're not really there for like uber thermal insulation. So the neoprene isn't always the as high quality as something like a 7mm. The internal lining is going to be very different. The stitching itself, a lot of 3mm are going to be sort of flat lock or something, whereas a 7mm is 9 times out of 10 going to be blind stitch or even double blind stitch. You might have taping on the inside of a 7mm where you wouldn't on a 3mm. The seals around the wrists, around the neck, around the ankles, they're all going to be different. The zipper as well is often different on a 7mm. So it's all of that is adding up. So yeah, it's not just thicker neoprene, it's often a different higher quality neoprene that's more thermal insulation, whilst it still has a bit of flexibility in it. All of the materials itself on the inside, instead of just a traditional lining, it will have like a plush lining on key areas. You might have different thickness areas, so all of that extra work and all of that extra sort of materials is just going to sort of keep increasing the cost. So that's why they're more expensive.
Nah.
The box that it comes in, they come in expensive boxes.
All the box, mate, that's it. The box and the little product tag, that's where the money's at.
That's it. Yeah, and people just throw it away.
No, it is crazy, isn't it? How much, like, you think of it, like, obviously with the questions like, well, look, there's only like 1.5mm difference. Why is there a difference? But actually, yeah, depending on the brand and stuff like that and the quality, there's vast amounts of difference between the two.
Yeah. I mean, in a not a perfect world, but in a sort of a brutal world, basically, a 2 extra large wetsuit would be more expensive than a 2 extra small wetsuit because they're literally using more material. That all they end up doing is just sort of evening out those costs to an average sort of price. I imagine it's normally at the higher end of the sort of spectrum.
Of course.
But yeah, it's not just more neoprene. It's more neoprene as well as different neoprene and all that other stuff as well.
All the hyperlink stuff. Cool, excellent. Right, well then, let's get on to the last question. Question number 6 is from Tin. Hi, Tin. I don't think that's your real name, unless your name is Tin122445. Anyway, let's swiftly move on. It says, hi Mark, can you maybe do an unboxing and a review on the Cressi Digi 2 digital console? Thank you for doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Sweet,
yeah,
thanks for watching. I think we have done one back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I might do a new version of the unboxing. But yeah, I imagine if you YouTube Digi 2, my face will pop up. Yeah, it's a nice pressure gauge. It's very different. It's the first digital pressure gauge that I'm aware of, and it has a depth gauge in it as well. So it's kind of a double gauge. It's digital, so you can see exactly how much gas you have. You can see how deep you are. Pardon me. And it has a like self-checking, self-pressurization testing mode in it. So if you change the battery in it, when you put it back on, it kind of like, I don't know whether it does like a positive or a negative pressure test or whatever it is, but yeah, it basically makes sure that seal is good and not compromised. So as soon as you jump in, it floods. It actually checks itself out and goes, yes, you're okay to go scuba diving. But yeah, I can do another video on those. Yeah, make sure we got stock and get one over to me. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Sweet, there we go. That was it. Ended on a nice casual one this week.
I know you threw that sneaky one with sack rates and R&Vs and stuff in. There's always one. Yeah, there's always one meaty question. It's like, oh, let's talk about gloves, and then it's like, oh yeah, let's compare gradient factors.
Yeah, let's do it, mate. Like I said, like it's like a sandwich. A little bit of fluff, meaty sack rates, and then a little bit of fluff. That's how it goes. And that is it, guys, on that bombshell. That is another AskMark done. Next week will be number 30.
Yeah. We'll do something special for it.
Is that like, what's that anniversary? Is that like ruby? Paper? No, paper's like the first year, isn't it?
30 anniversary is pearl.
Pearl, so we got to wear pearls. We'll go to the fancy dress shop. The pearl, we call this the pearl
because they always have real pearls.
We dress up like Marge and Lisa Simpson. We are not doing that because I cannot be bothered to do that.
No.
But that's cool. Nice.
But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, queries, or even corrections to anything that you've heard today, let us know down in the comments below or on any of our Instagram stories or whatever, any of our YouTube videos. Just pop the question in there. We'll find it. To make it easier for us to find, try and use the hashtag AskMark. Literally just type in hashtag, the pound button, and then AskMark, AskMark. Just makes it a lot easier for us to find. If you've got any questions for Sean, then use hashtag AskSean. I did see one of those this morning that I almost threw in here as a sneaky bonus question, but I couldn't be bothered. I forgot, to be honest. I saw it this morning. I was like,
to have. Perfect. That's what we like here at Simply Scuba. I forgot to do it.
If you're looking for any interesting scuba diving equipment, don't forget to check out simplyscuba.com, who we work for. All sorts of interesting scuba diving equipment, and we always try and keep it competitively priced with as much information as possible, so check that out. If you're after some Simply Scuba merchandise, not like this t-shirt, because this is a one-off t-shirt, but we have all sorts of flappy snag hazard tank stickers, emotional bolt snap t-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of bits and bobs. Definitely check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, then there's going to be a banner down underneath. If you're listening to this on Spotify or something, then it's probably best you head over to YouTube to find that link. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers.